tech department.
You guys, we just started jumping in, chatting about stuff straight away.
Well, we were just chit-chatting about all the things. And then I said,
You said push record.
we should probably record this.
Stop
I think
talking.
that's what podcasts are.
Yes, that
People talking.
Guys, here's what a podcast is. It's two people on a mic.
Have we told y'all enough about it yet? I mean, I tried to explain it to my followers yesterday. Like, hey, instead of just asking me the same questions over and over and over and over and over again, you could just listen to any of the podcasts we've recorded.
Yeah, they could do that.
You could do that, and you'll get maybe the answers even faster, because if you write me and it takes me 12 hours to get back to you,
Right.
in that 12 hours, you could have just pressed not record. You could have pressed play. You could have pressed play.
press record here.
Yes, because this is how a podcast works.
Yes. So it's us pressing record, and then you guys press play.
Yes. And then I'm like, you could just have the answers right there and a lot more depth, and I just would love that.
And giggles along the way.
Many giggles along the way.
Why are the people so resistant? I know we've talked about this.
We don't know.
Maybe it is me.
No,
I own that.
No.
I'm just saying,
It's
you know,
not.
you have thousands of
I know.
followers, and that might be going up soon.
It's growing. Yeah, that one viral video did get me about 1,000 new followers. And the majority of them have been nice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I think the people
So the right people have found you.
I think so. So that's at least nice.
Yeah.
That's a relief. But yeah, I don't know. There are still people to this day that when I say, hey, I have talked about this a lot, specifically in this first episode when we did the Big O.
The Big O. Yes.
I am constantly linking back to that for people and saying, I this is where to start.
Yes.
And then you can go from here type thing, if you want to hear about the weight loss of it all. And I get people who write me back who say, yeah, I'm just not a podcast person. Never listened to one. Not going to do it. It's just not for me. And I understand that not everything is for everyone.
Sure.
Okay, I get that. But we're talking about listening to people talk.
Yeah. And everybody's doing that every day.
Right? Like, it's not like, oh, basketball is just not for me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, you don't have to play basketball every day to live.
That's right.
So I understand. Basketball is just not your sport. You don't like to watch basketball.
But you do have to talk to people every day.
And listen back.
And listen to people talk to you.
To listen to people talk back. So one, that's always a bit surprising to me. But two, if you are on social media and you're watching my stories, you're listening to me talk to you.
True. That's it.
That's what this podcast
That's
is
what this
too.
podcast is. And they eat it up. They love your content in that way.
So I'm giving you another form of doing it.
The main thing for me is they really want to know all the information about you on the shot.
Yeah. And I'm giving it.
So if you literally want hours of that information, it's on the record.
It's here. So it's mind-boggling. I can't figure out that disconnect.
Yeah.
And I know people say, I just don't have time to listen to podcasts. And I will say, I was like that a little bit before we started ours. Now, I would try to find time for Absolutely Not. I try to find time for Danny.
Yes.
I would try to find time for some Smart List and stuff.
Yeah.
And it depended on the job I was working at the time.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
If I was filling orders in the warehouse, I could listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're like knee deep in momming and the kids are constantly talking and all
or
that.
if you have a short drive. We've had friends who are like, the problem is I only have to drive 5 minutes to work.
Yeah. So they are listening. I mean, Andrea with Momfessionals, Andrea who always shares us, who is so amazing.
Yes.
And she's got an incredibly engaged, loyal, dedicated following. Like, people should study Andrea with Momfessionals and say, how'd you do it?
Yeah.
How'd you get the right, nice, kind people who believe you and who follow who you follow? And if you make a recommendation, they're in all the way, because she's so good at it. And she has shared me several times, and every time those people come. Every time.
That's so
She
nice.
shared about our podcast in her newsletter a couple of weeks ago, and the amount of people who came who became automatic podcasts, like right off the bat.
We need
She's
1,000
amazing.
of her.
We need 1,000 Andreas.
1,000 Andreas, please.
But she's special. She's got a sparkle. She's just special.
And not everybody has that.
No, and she's got
Sorry.
an authentic sparkle.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's just who she is.
It's not make believe. It's not put on. You get no You don't get any of that from her. She's just a great, solid person, and she has found those great, solid people, and then they find us, and they just follow because she said so.
Because they trust her.
Yeah, because they trust her. They trust everything. So, yes, we need more of the Andreas, but I don't know why I started to bring up Momfessionals. but maybe we were talking about Instagram. I don't really know, but shout out to Andrea.
Yeah, Andrea, thank you from the All That to Say Studios.
Shout out to Andrea. I can't remember where that was going.
Well, what I wanted to say is there is potential for a large account to be sharing your engagement video, possibly. If that happens, we will let y'all know.
And what's interesting about this is, remember, we talked when it went viral that I didn't know which accounts shared it. So obviously some big accounts had to have shared it.
That's true.
Or it just got put on the Discover page like as a tippy top video.
Yes.
Again, have no clue.
Yes.
But now pages are coming into my DMs and asking for the video rights and things like that. And, hey, can we share this? We'll make sure that we tag you. Here's our usage and stuff like that. So
we were discussing how we're going to capitalize off of
yes. So we're like, how do I, because the first time I shared this, again, didn't try to go viral. So that's why I didn't make it about anything except for the actual moment. Yeah. There was nothing I was trying to slide in.
There was no angle.
There was no angle. And so I did in the first comment because, I get it. It's a long caption. I get it. So I had to bump into the first comment. And in the first comment, I did say, if you want to hear the longer version of this, it's in episode blah, blah, blah on the All That to Say podcast. And I was hoping it would get some people over there, but now I know people can't read.
Yeah.
So not only did they not read the caption, they didn't read that first comment, and then they didn't know how all was spelled, so they couldn't come over and find us even though it was tagged.
A, the first letter of the alphabet.
Yep.
Easy to find in your podcast once you subscribe to it.
I know. Isn't that exciting that we didn't even plan that, but it's so good.
So when we first started chatting and we said, I know, look at her drinking this diet. What is it?
No, cherry? I'm drinking a cherry Coke.
Just a regular, but I love the small cans.
Yes.
I have to say,
this is all you need.
Distributors of soft drinks, if you're listening, whoever came up with the small can, this is the way.
This is the way. This is the way, the truth, and the light.
It is. No one needs to be popping open an entire can of soda. We just want a few gulps, and that's it.
I do. I just want a few gulps of this. And this little can is 100 calories.
I think that's fine.
100 calories.
Gives you a little caffeine.
I did. I needed a little caffeine. I felt a headache coming on, and I did not want to have to contend with that while trying to record.
Of course.
We had a lot of content to make today. And so I said, can I have one of these cherry Cokes?
Just a little baby Coke.
And Matt stocked the fridge for us. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks for the small cherry Cokes.
And
he did.
And it will delight him to know that I had one.
Yes.
Because he put it there.
He put it there. He put the poppies in. Y'all know I love a poppy. Poppy, please sponsor us.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be great? Oh, we finally got the contract signed for our next big sponsor.
Oh, so we're going to
excited.
Maybe dabble that in today?
Not today.
Okay.
Not today.
But soon.
The copy is being approved.
Okay, great.
Yeah, this is like a legit one. Like, hey, yeah, where's the contract? I was like, oh, it's just good faith.
Wait, so did you go on LegalZoom.com and make a contract?
Yeah.
You did a free contract download.
I asked some other podcast what contract they use.
I'm
This is what I also did for my bakery. I just went online and said, and went to other cakers, hey, what does your contract look like?
You
They're
just
like,
wing
looks
it.
like this, and then you just print one.
And you know what I like? People that don't gatekeep.
Nope.
I really like that.
Nope. And they do. Everyone's so helpful. Well, back in those days, everyone was so helpful. Still, people are helpful.
I think most
contend
people do want to be helpful. We're going to be going to a small business affiliate thing that a friend of mine is going to be teaching us about affiliate links. You know my friend Krista?
Oh, yes. When is that?
That is, I think she said the last Wednesday in February.
Okay, I need to make sure that works. Okay, I just need to make sure it's on my calendar.
But I said to her, I saw her the other day. I said, I just need you to know, It's so refreshing to meet someone who's not gatekeeping this, who's not gatekeeping how to make money when you're pushing out content 24/7.
Yep.
And she's like, there's enough money to go around.
Yes.
This is billions and
the
billions
internet.
of dollars we're talking about. And we all
Right.
have our own little niche. Like, there's no reason.
And we're not competing with her.
We're not. She's doing
interior
DIYs.
design. Yeah, DIY and design. That's what I thought. It's like, I'm not competing with her.
I'm not trying to sell a sander or a paint sprayer. Maybe I will one day, but right now I'm not.
But it's not today.
It's not. Today's not that day.
No, it's not.
So Kristen and people like you,
Yes.
thank you for sharing the info and being willing to those of us that have no idea what's going on with that. I mean, you know more than me, but I want to learn.
Sanders?
With
linking.
with Sanders and Lincoln.
Okay, both could be true.
I believe
But
that
you're handy.
But I think you know about tools,
I do.
power tools.
Yeah, I have to help my dad build lots of things in these homes that we
Yeah, I knew a lot in college because when you go to design school, like you are required to take certain courses about furniture building. Like you have to dabble in some of that.
Yes.
And I would learn it. But again, I've told y'all, I would finish a class and delete all the information from my brain.
Same.
I'd walk out, A+ on the exam, and that's it. I don't need to know about bees and beekeeping anymore.
Nope.
We're done.
Nope. Although I am going to know about it.
Why? Bees?
Because I think that when I'm a Wyoming rancher, I'm going to do beekeeping.
Yes, you will.
I think I'm going to do beekeeping and honey.
Yeah.
And I love
honey. That. I love that.
I love honey.
And you could be the new bee lady.
That's what I'm saying.
On Instagram.
I know. And so I'll go and help save the bees.
Say, another great day,
Another great day
of saving the bees. She's great.
God, that voice.
I love her.
And she's beautiful.
She's beautiful. I love her
Wow.
glasses. The bees love her.
Love how she scoops them in her hand, just a gentle. She finds that queen right away, puts it in the little clip, puts that in the. I mean,
so good at finding the queen. I don't understand how literally in thousands of bees this woman is locating a bee that's a half a centimeter bigger.
yeah, and a little bit different of a color.
How?
She's a professional.
She's the queen bee, some might say. But that's going to be you.
There it is. That is going to be me. The queen.
The queen.
The royal.
Okay, so
I'm going to do that. I said, I'm not like castrating animals.
No.
But I will beekeep and I will garden.
Oh, God.
And those are my agreements.
Not castrating.
I think you have to. Are you not watching our friend Nicole's stories of the things she has to do on that farm of hers?
Is Nicole castrating animals?
I feel like she might have typed the word castration the other day.
Don't you tie a string around their balls? I think what I know is this. Don't throw up. You tie the string.
Kristen!
And you make it a little tighter. And then eventually the tissue dies and they fall off.
That's so gross.
But people
do that with dog tails too.
People eat it.
Kristen, stop.
Oh, I think I saw Madison Vining.
I'm going to faint.
She posted this and said it's like a game where like whatever kid finds the balls that fell off in the field like wins. They win the game.
Madison. Madison, I think you've been on that farm too long. You've been out there a little too long.
That's her life, though.
She's a great follow.
And she's a great follow. And so many girlies now are becoming the homestead girlies. It's very on trend.
I feel like she helped lead the charge in that.
She did.
She really did. She was out there doing it, and props to her.
Yes. We're going to give credit where credit is due.
Good job, Madison Vining. She's pretty, too. She's easy to look at.
Real pretty.
Man. Lots of pretty people on the internet.
Well, so we were talking about when this all started and you said hit record.
Yes.
We were talking about some things on reality TV.
Yeah, Love is Blind.
Love is Blind.
Specific.
But here's what I want to say in general. Reality TV is back.
Oh, baby. Well, it never left us. We never left it.
Us. But there's something different, and I want to see what you think it is.
$1,500 is not too much. Is not enough. Here it is.
Okay, thank you. She said it. What is the difference? Because it does feel different to me. The Bravo shows that we watch feel different than American Idol, Traders,
Yes.
Love is Blind.
Yes.
So what is that?
I guess the production company.
The production value of
how much is the show making is how much production they're going to put into it, right?
Yeah.
As far as money,
Yeah.
cameras, what we're doing post, what music we're adding, what sounds, all of that. Because if you've noticed, Vanderpump Rules is on another level.
They have leveled up this year. It's crazy.
They're on another level.
They're doing slow-mo walk-ins to the bar. The music is different. Now it's not just lame, produced music.
Music, or whatever.
Music. It's like real music that they're using.
Which means that they're buying those rights off of people.
So the budget has increased.
The budget has majorly increased, and we could find it. I mean, I'm sure that it's public enough knowledge to know. But once that budget increases, then everything else goes up. You're getting more camera people, so you're catching more angles. You're getting better lighting instead of just like, hey, face the window, you guy.
Yes.
No, now we're bringing in just better lighting, better everything, better storytelling altogether. And then, maybe even better editors after the fact.
Oh, I'm sure,
who are catching things that maybe other ones weren't catching. Now, we love those shady editors.
We love the shady editors.
Love
we
them.
Love
Please don't stop doing that.
Yes. And
when you talk about them living close to the airport, please show us as many planes as possible.
With the airplane sound.
We do want to see that it's so shady.
It's so shady. And I don't know. I feel like I detached a little bit from some of the other types of reality TV for many years. I just have been squarely in the Bravo universe, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's where I've been living when it comes to reality
once
TV.
you start bumping in a Netflix reality, think about the budget of Netflix compared to the budget of Bravo.
I know.
We're talking about a streaming service versus a cable network. Those are two very different things. Now, there are certain cable networks that might be making tons of money. And I don't think Bravo's like not making good money.
Yeah.
But if you were to compare it to something like an ESPN.
True. Okay.
Making a lot of money.
I want to look up all these numbers now.
Because there's so many different ways to monetize sports.
Yeah.
There's maybe not as many ways to monetize Bravo shows.
Yeah, because it is so niche. Like there are those of us that are Bravoholics, and we will watch the shows and spend the money and stuff. But sports is like universal, worldwide.
Exactly.
But I just feel like I am seeing on my feed more and more clips from Love is Blind.
Yes.
American Idol is back. I'm seeing more people that are singing and everyone's getting emotional about it. Seeing
America's Got Talent is really big right now too.
Yes.
Because Sainted Trap Choir is from Charlotte, and they are in this legacy competition on AGT.
That.
Yeah. Dennis Reed is the mastermind behind it, and I was lucky enough to get to be, kind of in an inner circle with him through some other friends of mine and hear him sing, hear him play in individual concerts inside of people's homes type thing.
Wow.
So he is phenomenal. He's also engaged to my friend Ohavia, who a lot of people know here in Charlotte, Ohavia. And they're just like a power couple. But Dennis is the director of it. And then they went on America's Got Talent and they got the Golden Buzzer, and now Sainted Trap Choirs in this huge
way to go, Charlotte, North Carolina, because the Love is Blind, the new Love is Blind season, y'all. I don't know if y'all are watching it, but we have finally gotten into it. We're on it. We're catching up. She's caught up completely. I've got a couple episodes to go, but I know all the spoilers because again, once you start watching something, that's what you're fed.
Yes,
on the feed.
Exactly.
And I'm obsessed.
And they are in Charlotte this year.
They're in Charlotte this year.
So we should. You know what's funny about my brain? I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to know one of these people at least. Yeah. And then I remembered they're in their 20s.
Yeah.
Some of these people are 24. So I'm almost 20 years older than they are.
You could be their mother.
Absolutely, I could. And I don't know why in the world I thought maybe we're bumping into each other. No, we're not. Because they're talking about Lost and Found and going to this club and that club. And I'm like,
I know.
That's not my life.
In my head, I'm young like that, but I'm not. I'm in my little bubble here, and we can all of us 40-year-old moms who are listening to this podcast, because it's mostly all of us together.
Oh my gosh, you are about to be 40.
I know.
You're so close.
I have less
than 2 months.
Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it.
It's really weird. And we have all these fun things, planned for the birthday, but the actual day, it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, what?
It's a Wednesday.
You want to come to Jerry with me?
So I'm not sure. I was thinking about this. I was like, well, the actual day I turned 40, I feel like I got to do something or something the night before. I don't know. So I'm still trying to figure out what that is.
Yeah, we've got to do something for that. And then because your big trip is obviously the big celebration, but that's going to be months later.
It's going to be months later.
To delay the excitement.
I know. So I feel like I got to, what food do I want to eat?
Yeah.
Not only on my last day of my 30s,
but on the first day of your 40s.
So those 2 days, the food is going to be crucial.
So chop sandwich for the night and chop bagel for the morning.
For the morning.
That's what it sounds
just
like.
Just chopped foods.
Yeah, just chopped.
Like a baby bird. Just, you can put it in your mouth and spit it into my mouth.
Speaking of that, do you ever watch Full M House? See their reels?
That sounds familiar.
Kelsey and her husband Caleb, and they're, I think, in like Utah. They're Mormon.
Okay.
They have 5 kids.
Okay, this sounds familiar.
Yes, you will know
Full
them.
M House.
And they try on Tuesdays. So they try something on Tuesdays, whether it's an internet sensation or whatever.
I love that.
Well, one of these things that they do in their clips, and this is, I don't know if it was a try on Tuesday and then it just got worked into other videos that they do, but she puts something in her mouth and spits it into his mouth and he catches it. And so they'll be like, oh, come do Disney with us. And it's just clips of her biting a churro and spitting it into his mouth. And
oh my gosh.
And they're freakishly good at this.
Okay, I gotta see this for myself.
Freakishly good at this.
I love people that lean into being weird.
Oh, they are so weird.
Just
and
be weird.
So funny. They are so funny. Every time I see their videos pop up, I'm like, I'm gonna giggle, and I know that, and I love that.
Okay, this just popped into my brain. This is an Instagram heavy intro. Sorry, everyone, but it is what it is. You had mentioned Matt and Abby a long time ago.
Yeah, I went to St. Jude Creators Conference with them. They said that they would do our podcast. I have followed up, and nothing has happened. Okay, but now they're everywhere. Well, they're doing everyone's podcast.
Do you want to know whose podcast they just did?
Yeah, Danny Austin's. I saw it.
So the reason I'm bringing this up is I saw that they were on Danny Austin's. But did you look at the comments?
No.
Under that reel?
Wow, what's happening?
People do not like them. I mean, a lot of people like Matt and Abby, but there were the top comments. There were maybe 3 or 4 top comments of people saying, "Ooh, Danny, this is a new low. I can't believe you'd have them on your pod. I'm going to have to unfollow." I mean, on and on. And so I thought,
what's wrong with them?
I don't know. I thought I was going to ask you and maybe you'd know something problematic.
I don't know what's problem. Oh, I know that but I think I talked about this like a long time ago when they were living in like Hawaii or something. I think that they lived in Hawaii for a short amount of time.
Okay.
And someone thought that they culturally appropriated something about Hawaii while living there.
Okay.
I don't know even what that was. I have no clue, but I don't think that it was like enough to lead to a cancellation, boycott, whatever.
Yeah, people were like,
obviously they recovered from there.
We don't like how he treats her, how he speaks to her. We don't like, there were just some very specific things.
People have big feelings about Matt and Abby because they come across like they're very wholesome.
Yeah.
But people don't like that. And so they are going to dig and find and create stories. All I can say is I've met them in real life. I have hung out with them in the same room. I've stood next to them in many lines.
Yeah.
They spoke at one of the panels at St. Jude. Like, we lived in the Peabody together for multiple days. We were at the same lunches and dinners and breakfasts and everything. Like, I have had intimate, I would say, settings with them.
Yeah.
Which is more than any of these commenters on Instagram can say.
Right. Agree.
And all I can say is they were absolutely lovely with each other. You can feel that they are very in love, very doting. He is very attentive to her needs. She is as sweet as can be. Like, I can't say one bad thing about them, having met them. And I mean, we went to a dance together and I like filmed for them so that they could have content for their vlog. And we talked about like, when do you choose to stop showing your kids on the internet? Because they came in as like a couple, young parents.
Yes.
Then she had 2 kids back to back.
Yes.
And the second one was a surprise. And so that was very hard. And she told everyone about that. Like, this is not the plan.
Okay.
I think she found out she was pregnant like a couple months after having
her
first. Yes. And so it was just tough. And so we were talking about like how I have teenagers and so I can ask for their consent before I post stuff about them. But she's like, our kids are little and they can't give it. So do we just not show them even though we came in kind of to this whole thing, sharing our pregnancy? Like, I think they went viral off of a pregnancy announcement. So when you do things like that, when you break into the game with the gender reveal,
yes.
with the pregnancy announcement. Then you get the sponsorships with the diapers and everything. And then you say, when the baby's born, we're not going to show them. People start to have big feelings about that.
Yes.
Well, they have stopped showing their kids. So anyway, they were just asking me about this as like kind of a seasoned mom and someone who's been on social media for a very long time.
Yes.
What do I say? So again, I'm having deep conversations with these people.
Yeah.
This was not just
and nothing was coming out to you like, this is problematic, this is...
No, nothing.
Okay, well then these are just haters on Danny Austin's page, and y'all
Yeah.
need to get over yourselves, and...
that's all I can say. I can only...
We do not care.
No, we don't. I can only speak for myself. I do hope
Okay.
that maybe they will. It seems like they are making the podcast rounds. I will reach out once again and ask them if they'd like to be
If
on
you
ours.
took videos for their content, they need to come scratch your back.
I did take videos for their vlog
So Matt and Abby, I know you've been with Danny, and she probably has millions upon millions of downloads.
She did another big. They've done like several huge ones. Did you hear the? I don't know if it's iHeartRadio, but somebody's giving out the big like awards to podcasts, like podcast of the year. The people in that category are crazy. So it's like, what's the big murder one?
Crime Junkie?
Yeah, so there's Crime Junkie, then there's another murder one, then there's Smartless. Scamanda is not Skinny But Not Fat has changed her podcast to Scamanda, and she is in there. She is a top 6 or 7 podcast.
How many downloads does this girl have?
Good
for her.
Yeah.
You know what? I like her because she's just self-made.
Yeah.
She is not one of these who was an influencer and then randomly was like, I'm going to do a podcast too. No, she started from the ground up and was just like, I'm just going to talk about things that are interesting to me, pop culture, whatever.
She's been podcasting a long time.
She really has. So good for her.
So she's in there. I am trying to remember some of the other names, but I was like, dang, these are, New Heights with the Kelsey brothers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a big one.
Yep. So they're in there too. But this, I'm like, you know what I thought of? We'll be there.
I hope so. We got to start with a Bob Award, you guys.
Yeah, we do have to start with the Bob Award. Thanks everybody if you voted. A lot of y'all did. Some of y'all were voting from Ohio and Iowa and Idaho and any others.
So thankful for y'all. We have what's so interesting. I was talking to Matt about it. I was like, we have no idea what the numbers are on this. Because here's the truth. If we were to see after a couple days, right, here's what the numbers look like, and we are thousands of votes behind.
Yeah.
I would have just left y'all alone.
Yeah.
I would not have continued to ask because it just would have been, who cares? You know, like, it's fine. We're not going to win it. We'll move along. But because you don't know, which is very smart of them, by the way.
Yes.
It prompts all of these categories to keep pushing to the Bob Best of Best website.
And going to that website, of course, then gets hits on their pages. And if they're running ads on those pages, then they can say to their people. I mean, it always comes back to that.
So I am curious to see how this shakes out. We might have done really well. We might have been 5th in line. But the point is, you guys showed up for us, and we're so thankful for that. And, had your own excitement about it. And that means a lot.
And there's no way of knowing. For example, when I won Bob Award for the best bakery in Charlotte, I took first place. I didn't even know that they were doing the votes.
I know.
I didn't ask once. I didn't know. I had no clue that this was even a thing. I would see it on the doors of businesses.
Yeah.
The B.O.B. and it was very cute. And in my brain, I'd go Bob, and then that's it. And it would be out my brain as soon as it floated in. And then when they contacted me and said you won for best bakery, I said, oh my gosh, how? I figured they voted on it.
No.
And then I found out it was people voting on it.
Isn't that so nice?
It was so freaking nice. Now, I will say this. So then the next year I'm like, well, I got to keep it.
Yeah, you got to keep
Once
the
you
Bob.
win it,
yeah.
You have to continue to win it then. I lost. Who did I lose to? Who was the best bakery in Charlotte the next year?
It was, what's that one off of?
Harris Teeter.
No!
And Dana, I love you.
Harris Teeter!
We love Harris Teeter. Y'all know we ride hard.
This is a mystery.
We ride hard for Harris Teeter. But hear me say this. Let's be clear.
Let's be clear.
I'm shocked. The fact that a large grocery store is allowed to win in a small business category. To me, I thought that the Bob Awards were like for small businesses.
Yeah, agree.
Mom and pop shops, little pop-up mortar, brick and mortar stores.
Yeah.
And my little 526 square foot bakery is one of those. And so to lose to Harris Teeter. So what I was mostly mad about is people voted.
People voted.
So you're telling me that you went on there and you saw Best Bakery and the only thing that could pop in your head was Harris Teeter? Like, come on, throw a little love to the small guys.
I am dead that people thought it's got to be the HT for me.
And they do make a great cake.
I
have bought many cakes from Harris Teeter.
I mean, all of their baked goods. We are big fans.
Their donuts.
The donuts are fire. Oh, my God.
They're glazed with chocolate iced donuts.
Well, remember when we did our Vanderpump Rules event?
Yes.
And they had given you a little budget to go. And we went to Harris Teeter and got the cutest and best little pastries, little cakes.
Little bars.
Like coconut chocolate bars. And we cut them up.
With butterscotch.
I know.
Butterscotch chips on
I mean, it was giving fancy.
It was very nice.
And this is something you can just pick up off the table. I mean, it's right there ready to go. So if you're going to throw an event.
But in the case, they make a tiramisu cake.
Tiramisu.
A tiramisu cake.
We like their silk chocolate pie.
Silk chocolate pie. They make a coconut. They do a carrot cake. Of course, they do red velvet. But I lost to Harris Teeter next year. And at that point, I became so disgusted by it.
I'm sure.
That I didn't ask for another vote. I didn't ask for another thing for the
honestly,
rest of my time.
If you win one time, if we were to win this year, next year, whatever, then I feel good about that. Because there are other pods and places out there that deserve the recognition too.
For sure.
I just would love it for us to have the exposure to people in Charlotte who aren't listening to us.
I just want to go to the awards gala.
Yes, and it's at Camp North End.
Yeah, which we love.
Yes, which we love. And I thought I would love for us to win and just clomp up on stage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do we go on stage?
I mean, maybe if they're passing out an award.
Actually, I can't remember if it's just like a recognition thing because I did go to this.
Okay.
So I went, I've got to share. I have that picture. And y'all, I just got rid of that dress. I had a dress that I wore to the Bob Awards, and I just finally was like, seersucker on the bottom and navy silk on the top is not coming back in. It's not. It's
I'm
not.
trying to remember this.
You will recognize it when I share it.
Okay.
And Joshua went with me, and he looked so hot that night.
Aw.
But I just remember going, and I can't remember if like they pulled us up or what happened, but you are recognized in like a big group setting, and that would be very fun for us.
That would be so fun. Even if we're like second place, because they do honorable mentions.
They do the runner-up.
The runner-up. So if we can just be runner-up and come to the event, I'd be happy with that.
Which I am the runner-up in the best influencer category, and maybe best Instagram account category. I've been the runner-up in that as well.
But you weren't invited to the event?
No, I don't.
Dang.
I don't think so.
Who's in charge of Bob? Who's in charge of this?
I don't think that you're invited as the runner-up to it, but I know that I hold one of those runner-up.
Yeah, I remember it.
Titles. You know who I think beat me that year is Ohavia.
It was Ohavia.
Who we've already discussed.
It was Ohavia.
And someone else has beat me. Clam.
Oh, Megan Trainor.
Yeah, Megan Trainor's beat. Has topped out over me as well.
We would be good on that show. All you had to say was Clam.
Yeah, and you got it.
And I said Megan.
Oh, the $50,000 pyramid.
We would be good on that.
Very good on that.
Because I think there's such weird things in our life.
Yes.
That you'd be able to say one word and I would know what you're talking about.
This is why my sister and I always try to get on the same taboo teams because you go every other. And so, instead of helicopter and you trying to say propeller or whatever, you have to say like, on The Bachelor, you take one of these from LA to a winery.
Yes.
She's like, helicopter, But only certain people are going to know those things.
Yes, you're so right.
So we're always like,
I love taboo.
Every other person. And so when people are starting to sit down at the table, she and I like make an eye like.
That is so smart.
Yeah. Because we know these like
we gotta get a taboo thing go.
You want to do a taboo league?
Speaking of groups doing stuff.
Yeah.
You just shared this with me.
A podcast group.
Okay, so y'all know book clubs. Everybody's been part of
club.
There is now a pod club.
Yeah, Bella's boyfriend's mom, Kim. Okay, hang with me.
Yeah.
He likes to remain very private, so I don't even say his name.
Correct.
So Bella's boyfriend's mom, Kim. Hey, podcasts, let's all commit Kim to memory so I don't have to keep doing this.
Just say Kim.
So when I say Kim, that's who I'm referring to, and we have become buddies.
Yes.
Okay? And she was like, I think I'm going to start a podcast club.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. I think that we were like walking into the gym at this moment, so there was no time to follow up.
Yeah.
Then she says, then last night, Bella tells me like, oh yeah, Kim's hosting her podcast club at their house tomorrow or whatever. Was telling me, beep it out.
We're going to beep that out.
Was telling me about it. And so, and I said, oh, well, what is it again? And she said, oh, they're all going to sit around and listen to a podcast and then discuss it.
Like so uncomfortable.
I said, yeah, that's so uncomfortable.
That can't be it.
No, that can't be it. It's like saying book club is you go and you all read a chapter and then you discuss it.
Yeah, no.
So I didn't quite get that. Well, she sent me a text this morning and said, I don't think I ever actually like formally invited you to the podcast club, but here it is. This is what we're doing. And so essentially you're just sending out the podcast link.
Yes.
You listen to it on your own time and then you come together and you talk about it.
Isn't
that a neat idea?
Love this idea because there's so many podcast episodes that can just be one-off things, whether it's informative or just interesting, whatever it is. And you say, just listen to this one from Smartlist.
Like all of ours.
Or How I Made This or one of ours.
Yeah.
And then you all sit down and discuss. And I just think it's easier than a book club because y'all know the pressures of having to read the book and get it done before a book club at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday.
I can't.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And there's a tiny bit of me that it kind of zaps the joy out of it where I'm trying to read to relax and now I'm just stress reading. I don't like that.
Been there.
Yeah, I've been there too.
Well,
but I like a club and I like a party. Yeah. So it's conflicting in me.
Oh my gosh. This is, are you okay?
Where it's
hard.
Like, it's giving me stress, but I want to be at the party.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to be there, but I'm going to have FOMO. So it's back.
You know what I do in that case?
What do you do?
I don't read the book.
You don't read the book and you just come anyway?
Yeah. I do. And I tell everyone, hey, ahead of time, I say, it just escaped me.
Yeah.
I didn't have time. Stuff's been going on. I know everyone has stuff that's going on, but it just escaped me. I would still love to come just for the fellowship, but I also understand if it's for the book readers only. Everyone says, come.
They're going to want you there.
Of course.
Now, for me, I don't know. They
do.
Say, stay home.
No,
but for you, I know for certain they're going to say, well, God, like we have to have Miranda there to like make this fun and interesting.
No, well, a little bit of that. Sometimes it depends on who you're inviting. And you do need a spicy person
You need spice. You need
someone. Which is why you're coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone who's going to carry the conversation, just like my mother. She is going to fill the dead air. And depending on the group that you're with, you do need that person.
Or she's going to text you a lot.
A lot.
Really...
So what my mother's doing, you guys, is she's listening to the podcast, which is great.
Yes.
And Mom, I'm so thankful that you're listening.
Thank you, Pam.
And she's texting me in real time. Mm-hmm. So the text will begin like when she got on with P. Diddy. And then it just starts coming in. Farva, I'm triggered. Boom, 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 sending me information about Tupac's death.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, she's listening right now. Right now, for the next hour and a half, I'm going to get text from her in real time.
I love that.
But I did share with her.
It's like when you're voice noting me and I'm responding as I'm listening.
Yes, that's always the best.
Yeah.
I did get more information about Diddy. And, again, all alleged.
Yes.
And I hesitate to share things because he's going to come hunt me down.
Mm-hmm. You're not getting invited to the white party. I can tell you that.
That's the show.
The Ciroc sponsored white party.
But I don't care.
No.
Because he is
a bad guy.
He made Justin Bieber do things.
We don't like that at all. As believers and believers,
we
don't like that.
He has made Justin Bieber do things. There's some things going on with Usher, something with 50 Cent.
Not Fofty.
I know. Fofty.
Not with Fofty.
Please, Fofty,
do not step to Fofty.
So
we learned nothing from Lala and Rand?
It's very demonic. And so I text my mom all these things and she said, well, thank you for telling me. I will pray for his demise. I said, okay.
That's the title.
We got
I will pray for his demise.
So it's nice that I can keep my mom up to speed on what's going on with
His music is so important to her. And if she is a Diddy fan, then she needs to know these things.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Nay. Nair again. Some might say. Okay, now listen.
What does the list say?
You wrote me multiple things.
Yes.
To add to list.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So throughout this,
I can't use my phone.
I know
the phone's recording, so I have to just text her randomly as things float through the Swiss cheese holes. I gotta get them to her as soon as possible. So it'll be like 2:13 a.m. and I'm like, Pookie, add her to the list.
Pookie. So you had sent me random.
I can't remember them. Tell me what one of them is.
Okay. Slams laptop shut till Monday.
Okay. Y'all, we have to talk about this.
What is this?
Have you not seen another Instagram heavy reference? Sorry.
It is what it is.
Okay. Have you not seen on Instagram that people are posting just a little thing and it says slams laptop shut till Monday on it? You've never seen this or you have?
I have. I've seen.
Why are we all doing this on Fridays?
Yeah. I've seen your face. I've seen.
I don't.
People say that phrase. What I should say. I've heard that phrase a lot. I've heard that for years. So are people just now leaning into this? What's going on?
Now they're posting somebody is creating some pretty little graphic.
Okay.
And it has some beautiful black and white scene on the back.
Okay.
And then it says in pretty cursive, slams laptop shut till Monday.
What does that mean? What does that have anything to do with anything?
And now people, I don't know. And now people are sharing it every Friday or before they go on vacation. Slams laptop shut till next Thursday. And I don't get it. I don't. And I don't know why I don't get it. I just know I don't like it.
I'll tell you what it's giving me. It feels very chuggy to me.
It's chuggy for sure.
I'm sorry. It's very chuggy. It's giving very millennial. Some of the things that we say where we'll say all the things.
Yeah.
And we do it. There's certain catchphrases and we do it.
Yes.
We do it. But that kind of catchphrase, I'm just letting y'all know. It's very chuggy, and I know Lily is listening to this, nodding her head, going, "Yeah."
It's
like the Gen Z.
It's live, laugh, loving.
It's live, laugh, love. Slams laptop shut till Monday.
I'm sorry, I have to be the one to tell y'all this. Yeah. I really do.
No,
but we understand that a lot of people work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Sure.
Okay. There is nothing special now about closing your laptop and being done working on Friday evening and posting that before the weekend. Like that's not, to me, it's not clever.
No, it's not.
And so I'm just wondering, like, why are you doing it? Like it's not special. It's just normal. And so there's something about it. And dear friends of mine are going to listen to this. And I know that you're the one sharing it. And I don't mean this. I don't mean this as a personal thing.
Oh, not the dear friends.
I can't ask you, why are you posting this? So this is me publicly asking.
Publicly shaming.
I'm not trying to publicly shame because I'm not saying any other names.
Well, I'm shaming.
What I'm saying is, if you are someone who is doing this, can you tell me why?
Well, it's not clever. It's very chuggy, and I'm opening my laptop multiple times on the weekend, so it doesn't apply to me.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to anyone with their own business. It doesn't apply to anyone who's in the like social media field.
I just want people to be more clever than that. I think that's where I'm at with these little phrases and stuff. I'm over it, and I want people to be smarter. I want them to be original.
Yes.
And I want them to stop reposting garbage. We were discussing this when we both came in here. I need people to stop reposting the garbage content that took no creativity.
None.
It's not funny.
Right.
Has either stolen an idea from somebody.
Correct.
You've stolen it from a viral tweet.
Yep.
That's been overshared and overused.
Yeah.
And you're putting it on some dumb background. And this gets 113,000 likes.
Yeah, and
are you kidding?
10,000 comments.
And everybody's sharing it. Slams laptop shut till Monday.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And so I'm just saying, like, I don't understand. If someone's posting that, is it so that people will write them and be like, good job getting through the week again and have a good weekend. And then you can open up your laptop again on Monday. Like, what is What's the end goal?
No.
It's like Matt with the AI.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Sure.
What's the end goal?
Sure. It's giving 2010s to me. It's giving 2010s.
I just am wondering.
We've moved beyond that as a society, I think. We've moved beyond the cutesy moments.
Yeah.
We are now moving into weird times. And the weirder you can be and the more original you can be,
yes,
you're going to get a follow from me.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done with the standard. It's giving like, I shouldn't say it, but it's like the Mormon mommy blogger. Like, just it's all the same. They're all posting the same reel.
It's all the same. And I think that I think what's maybe bothering me about it is like we're trying to come up with new, creative, clever content constantly.
Constantly, you guys. We are churning out content. We are on here. We are on the mic. We are on the record, trying to be funny, trying to make y'all giggle, doing the things, piecing together reels.
Saying things people won't say and doing things people won't do and putting it all out there and it's crickets. And then someone slams laptop shut till Monday as if no one's off on the weekends. Of course they are. Like, I don't know.
As we said in one of our episodes last week, should we just not hate the player, but hate the game?
I know.
And so do we
do
as an Instagram need to just lean into this garbage and be like, oh, it's like twee and cute. Like, I'm going to share it. Like, bye guys. Like, it's like you're holding your iced coffee. You're jiggling the ice, which y'all know I like to do. You have your Stanley in the other hand. You've put on your Quay glasses. Quay, whatever they are.
I don't know. I'm buying the knockoffs anyway.
Yeah, we're buying the knockoffs.
I'm dying.
You go and get your manager and you post slams laptop shut till Monday.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
I don't
are
know.
We all just robots? Has the AI taken over already?
That's what I'm so confused about it. And people like to do it. Okay, so if you've been building up to this vacation, right? You're going on vacation. You've counted down. You've put a countdown clock on your stories 56 days out. So now people will know. And you're constantly counting it down because you're so excited and all the things, which again, I don't get that.
That's not good for safety.
We literally go on a road trip and I will post like from the car, like we finally hit the road. Yeah, that's it. That's the first time anybody knows we're doing Millers across.
But that's so smart because it hasn't given anyone time to case your home.
Thank you.
You can't give a 56-day countdown because that gives the robbers. And
my mother-in-law's there with the cats anyway, so don't come for her because she's packing.
Yeah, she is.
Okay,
that's right.
So anyway, so then people are counting down. Okay, Maybe I will make an exception that you are going on vacation and you are so excited and you maybe want to share the slams laptop till whatever, 10 days away. I mean, I still don't like it and I don't get it. But the every Friday of it,
no, don't be chuggy, y'all.
I don't know about that. And I'm just like, what is the motivation? I just want someone to explain to me the motivation behind it. And what is the response? What's the response to be? And if there's not supposed to be a response, then so you're just posting it for your own self because you know you're slamming it shut right now?
Right. I think you want someone to write back and say TGIF.
Yeah.
But it's giving Michael Scott. It is.
Who
we love. But it is something that Michael Scott would do and cling to. And he would do it every single Friday. And then everyone's kind of rolling their eyes. And it's just...
I don't know why.
People need to rethink some of the things they're buying into and being sold on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
Okay, so that's my feeling about Slam's laptop shut till Monday. And again, I'm not saying it's rational to be annoyed by it. I'm just saying it's something that I am seeing more and more of. And it's one of those things that because more people are doing it, then more people do it. It's like turning on your hazards in the rain.
Yeah.
You see one car do it and then you go, oh, am I supposed to be doing that? Because you just don't know any better because you've forgotten every single thing you learned in driver's ed clearly. and then you're just turning on, then they're turning on, then the person behind you. And before you know it, every single car has their hazards on. And not one person is supposed to have them on. And so then that's what's happening on Instagram.
Yes,
That's what this stupid account that I was talking about last time that I finally remembered to show Kristen this time because I found the Open Says Me exact one.
Y'all, it's appalling. She showed me that. I cannot wait for you guys to see this. We are going to share it maybe on stories or something. I was appalled at this account. There's no creativity. He has swiped content from other creative people.
And he's wearing the same thing. He's even using the same exact video
and the same audio over and over and over again. And this guy has 1.3 million followers.
And just changing the words on the screen to, again, someone else's funny tweet, a comedian's thing that they did. He's not giving credit to them. He's not putting it in quotes, nothing.
I'm sick.
And people are sharing it over and over, especially like meme accounts, people who love to share memes and reels. You're sharing this guy's content. And I know it's not in your brain that you're doing it, but you are essentially feeding into this beast. And so I'm just like, let's just be a little bit clever.
Yeah. Well, I said I would love if there was an Instagram summit that I could go to and stand up in the crowd and say, I have a complaint. Your algorithm is pushing this garbage into people's For You page.
Yep.
And but you're pushing someone who's swiping other people's content, swiping whether that's reels or tweets, whatever it is. This person is not creative; they're not funny. But you guys keep pushing it, and now he has over 1 million followers. And what do you have to say to that, Instagram?
And he's streaming, and he's making money, and he's getting ads. And again, I know we shouldn't hate the player; we should hate the game.
I know,
but we're all feeding into the game as the consumers on Instagram. So just like you're sharing Today Years Old when they're not true, just like you're sharing Open Sesame instead of Open Sesame. Just like you're sharing. Jason Kelce talked about it.
He did?
He talked about it on the New Heights podcast. That's something I wanted to update y'all on.
Oh my gosh, his outfit. Yes. What did he say about it?
He was like, I cannot believe the amount of people who thought that was real. Are y'all blind? He came hard.
He did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he might have even been a little like offended.
Well, I think that he was just like, I think it's disturbing to him because it shows him the misinformation and how quickly it spreads. And his point was there were several things that got spread from this specific weekend that were all untrue.
Wow.
He's like, one of them was he was at the Adele concert. Because, it's in Vegas. So he did all the things. He went to U2 at the Sphere.
Oh, good for him.
I know. Jason Kelce is living his best life. Yes. And that's why I like him so much more than Travis, because he's having such a good time.
Yes.
And he's not taking himself too seriously.
Yes, I was going to say, he's very authentic and he's silly and funny and weird.
Yes, and we love that.
We like that.
So he was like, I was at the Adele concert and Adele said something, she talks the entire time.
Yeah.
During her concert, in between songs, and it's very conversational. She comes into the crowd, and it's awesome.
Love that.
That's why so many people are, one, she's amazing, but people love to go to an Adele concert. And so she said something like, what are we loving right now? I think is something that she said. And the two people right behind Jason Kelce had obviously recognized him, knew exactly who he was, and they thought it would be funny to scream, "The Eagles!" But it sounds like it's coming from Jason's direction, obviously, because they were right behind him. And so it looks like and kind of sounds like he shouted
the Eagles,
his team.
Oh, no.
Back to Adele of what are we loving or whatever.
He would never.
He would never. And so he's kind of like, oh my God, but what was the story? The story is Jason Kelce interrupts Adele's concert by screaming, "Go Eagles."
No.
Or whatever. And he was like, that just didn't happen. And so then he led into, and then of course the whole me dressed as the guy from The Hangover. He's like, how people didn't realize that the shirt, satchel, pants, belt were the exact same down to the wrinkles and shading. And he's like, the neck. He's like, this is one of the worst Photoshop jobs I've ever seen.
It's a terrible Photoshop job. Let's have more discernment.
And he was just like,
good for him for calling it out.
So he did. He called out and he's like, and that thing got shared like crazy, but yeah, he called it out. So it's not just me coming harsh at people.
No.
Or you.
Well, I will forever.
You don't care.
Turn it off if that's not what you
do not
want.
care.
We do not care.
We do not care.
But speaking of people on Instagram doing original hot fire content.
Who?
Jet and Pookie, baby.
Oh, Jet and Pookie. We got to talk about him. And again, I tried not to, y'all, for weeks. I tried not to because I thought everybody is talking about Jet and Pookie. But we had not discussed Jet and Pookie.
We had not discussed them together. And what I find so fascinating with them, and I don't really feel like I've seen this otherwise.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you've seen something. But I feel like she emerged as one of these kind of influencer girlies, had a pretty good following.
Yes.
And people were starting to pick up on her content,
yes.
which was coming across very cringe, okay? Very, very cringe because she would kind of show her outfits. He would swoop in. He would compliment it. He would say it would almost feel a little stiff. It was.
Yes.
It was.
She was dead behind the eyes.
Dead behind the eyes.
There's something going on with the eyes. And then he seems like blink twice if you need us to save you, Jet.
Yes.
It was giving something going on there.
Something that felt, almost like, are these two people robots? Is this AI?
I was curious.
Yeah. They'd go to different locations and then they'd be like, and it was night after night. We're doing date night. We're doing day date. We're going here. We're going there. And I think at first they went viral in a sense of people kind of poking fun at it and being like.
Or pooking fun.
Pooking fun with Pookie. But. Okay, so I had seen this months ago, right? Was not following, but she kept popping up on my feed again because
Campbell,
because one of her reels would go viral again. People pointing out just some of the oddities of their relationship and their back and forth, their banter. But then, and I think this happened to a lot of us.
Yeah,
something churned in my brain.
It became endearing.
Yeah, I wanted to see more.
Yep.
I was craving it.
Same.
Now when I open Instagram, I'm hoping that they've posted another reel.
I know.
I'm obsessing.
It's crazy.
So now I'm following. I think so many of us are following. And now you open the comments and there might be.
Yes.
Like Theo Vaughn had commented on one and said, is this an ad for white people? Yes. Like
the funniest comment, and people are still doing this, but they're like, they said, Jet looks like someone who tried to draw Matt Damon.
Tried to draw Matt Damon from memory.
That is clever.
That's clever.
And if you want to leave those kinds of comments on my viral video, I will take them. There are some funny ones about my looks and my outfit and my hair, and I gobble them up.
Yeah.
I think they're so funny. They're so clever.
Yes.
Okay? That's what I'm saying. I think I've become hardened ever since the viral happened. Now I'm just seeing Instagram through a different lens.
Sure.
And I think that's why these things are annoying me, because I'm like, I went viral and I'm taking the hits.
Yeah, baby.
From it. And at least it was real.
Yeah.
It was real and it was raw and it was sweet and it was all the things you want out of a video, I think. Okay? And then I see other people going viral for just BS. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing good.
Minimal
nothing
effort.
Clever, minimal effort. The whole thing. Okay?
Yeah.
And then I see people like Campbell.
Yeah.
Campbell Puckett. Okay, can you get any more Southern?
Campbell Puckett and Jet
Puckett. Okay, and they went to Georgia.
Yeah, they're so Southern.
Go dog sick 'em.
And they're I think it's fair to say that these are two people who may be a little out of touch. Okay,
sure.
Depending on what you think out of touch is, but I think people are looking in at this, and we spent New Year's Eve in Paris, right across from the Eiffel Tower.
Well, that's because
we're going to Aspen to do shopping.
Georgia didn't make the championships.
Yes,
and so this is how much I know.
Wow.
So Georgia didn't make the championships, so they had everything booked for it. The hotels, the game, the tickets, all this. And so when they didn't make it, much like FSU didn't get a bid.
That's right.
Okay, neither did Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said, I'm taking Pookie to Paris instead. With all that money that we were going to spend, we're going to go to Paris instead.
And she got 2 very fancy bags.
Really fancy bags. She got 2 Kellys? No, a Kelly and
Kelly.
And what's that other one called? Birkin.
Yeah. Wow, she knows fashion.
I'm starting to wear clothes that fit me, and all of a sudden I'm a fashion girly.
She's a fashion girly now.
So
she did. She got a Birkin.
Got a Birkin.
Which, those bags are $25,000.
$50,000.
It's insane.
Some of them. And then Jet got her a leather appointment.
Yeah.
At Hermes.
Yeah. She got an official leather appointment.
Official leather appointment, or they did something to the Kelly, or I don't know, y'all.
And then they went up to Fashion Week, and one of the reels, they're in the middle of the reel, and he's like, Pookie, look under that pillow.
Yeah.
I got you something.
Mm-hmm. And what did he got her? The Cartier Love?
A Cartier ring. The Cartier ring.
Cartier Love ring.
Yeah. Wow, we know a lot. I know. We have bought in to Pookie.
I still haven't followed them back. Or not followed them back as if they're following
I
me.
wish they were following us.
I haven't followed them.
I'm following.
It doesn't matter. They keep the Instagram keeps feeding them to me anyway.
I gave in. I watched so many of the reels. I said, I'm going to follow this. And now, hopefully, every time they post something new, it'll pop up first for me, and I can be one of the first to like their newest reel. I am a stan, and I like them a lot.
Here's what happened. I think at first, yes, we were like, what is going on? And then because I think, and this is a problem in our society, that we think a guy can't be this infatuated with his girl.
True.
Right?
True.
I think that's a little bit for a lot of it for people.
Yeah.
Is that they're like, there's no way this is real. There's no way that this guy is this obsessed with this chick and is so complimentary and so love bombing and doting and all of that. And I get it. Like, I think that is rarer to see because hate and division is what we have come to expect on this app.
Yes. And people that cheat and people that are fake and people that lie. Yeah. Everybody just assumes that this is made up.
Real.
Yeah.
Right? So everyone's thinking social media is not real. Yeah. Instagram's not real. What people post isn't real. It's just the highlights. It's this, it's that. And then here are two people. And again, they might just be posting the highlights, but this also might be their real life.
Mm-hmm.
It might just be all highlights.
I think that's what it was. I watched enough of it to where I was like, no, this is them.
He wants to get her these crazy flower bouquets for when she comes home from, I don't know, the grocery.
Yeah.
Not a trip, but the store.
They like to go to Waffle House together. I really like that.
And they call it WAF-HO.
WAF-HO.
WAF-HO. They have their own little thing. And yes, so she's carrying her Birkin into the Waffle House to have an all-star breakfast. And I believe her favorite is a ham, egg, and cheese on Texas toast. Don't quote me.
I think you're right. Or is it the sausage?
Sausage, egg, and cheese on Texas toast.
Yeah. Yep.
I will follow. I think I just need to break down.
I have no shame.
They're feeding it to me, so it doesn't matter. It's just coming through my feed because they know that I like it. But yeah, they're going to Aspen, and they're going, and so she got invited on the Revolve.
Yes, on the Revolve trip in Aspen.
Yep. So all of these places are starting to take notice. She will, I guarantee you, be on the Tarte trip.
Oh, she'll be on the Tarte trip. She's going to be. I mean, their star is rising. It's very much to me giving Landon, who shot to fame in 4 months.
Yep.
This is what's happening with Pookie.
They've changed. Also, when I went to her profile today, instead of her normal bio, it is now a talent agency. It's like Team Puckett at whateveragency.com. So they now are being represented. So now it's about to go crazy.
Oh,
like Kat Stickler.
Gosh.
Like Kat Stickler. And she hired that girl, Alice Hampton. Alice Hampton is representing huge Instagram celebrities. Like, if we could afford Alice, I would hire Alice. And she would make our star rise.
Alice? How do we get her on the horn?
You got to pay for her.
How much is that?
More than we can afford.
Matt, can we afford Alice?
Matt, text Alice. We can't afford Alice, I can promise you that.
Dang.
Or maybe, you know what? We could at least put the feelers out because she might do like, I just get 20% of every deal I get for you.
Sure.
Which a lot of brand managers do.
I'm fine with that.
Instagram girlies. And then, but I think you have to go like mega viral and then you contact her, or she contacts you, whatever. And I've seen that she's the person on enough of these different huge Instagram girls accounts. I don't know. She might do Matt and Abby now that I'm thinking about it.
Whoever Alice is the smart one. Now she doesn't have to do the face of anything. She's just managing all of it.
That's right.
That's the girly I want to be.
Other girl, real pretty. She is married to a short king named Josh. I think her name could be Abby too. There's a lot of Abbies.
There are a lot of Abbies.
It's just the sign of the times. I guess it was a very like Gen Z name.
Yeah. A lot of Abbies, but there's also the Abby from Dance Moms.
Oh yeah, Abby Lee Miller.
So
she's all over Instagram too.
She is. I love her audio.
Her audio is
it's great. Like boring.
Yeah, boring. Slams laptop shut till Monday.
Okay, before we go, you had one more thing.
Okay.
Surgical precision. What does it mean? Surgical precision.
Got it.
Okay. She did it, y'all.
I did it.
She figured.
I did it. Okay. So, I'm back at Awaken.
Yeah.
Always looking for the signs.
Yes.
And an update. My grandmother fell.
Oh, we haven't shared that.
No, we didn't share it on the podcast.
Okay. Okay.
But I can't give away too many of the details about how she fell. It was at her new assisted living, but it wasn't under the care of the assisted living.
And I think that's important to say.
Yeah, I do want to say that in case people have somehow figured out where she is or anything like that. It was just a fluke accident with a family member actually with her. So she fell, she broke 5 ribs. Ugh. And because she is so healthy, the doctors decided that putting her under and going into surgery to put plates on her ribs was actually safer than her trying to get through this pain on her own week after week after week. Even though she is still in a ton of pain because of the surgery, they just felt like they would heal faster this way.
Sure.
So Grandma went into surgery. Then she was in the hospital for almost a week. And now she is back at assisted living, but more in like a rehab setting, I believe. I have not been. She just got home yesterday. Okay. So I need to go over and kind of check and see what's going on. But I'm a little bit confused. I know that the place she is in has a rehab component, but I don't know if it sounds like she's back in her room and maybe more people will just be coming in to help.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on this, but I know how much y'all love Jerry, and a lot of people have been praying for her. And if you follow me on my personal, you knew all of this, but I just wanted to update the podcast.
Yes.
So Tuesday mornings are the mornings for Awaken, and I went in and she was literally going into surgery that morning.
Okay.
And so I'm waiting to hear from my mom, someone just saying like, hey, she's going in, she's okay, or she's come out, it's all done. I was just waiting, and it was very like, tense.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to focus on Bible study, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to Elizabeth talk, and she is talking about maybe Ephesians, I don't know, and talking about someone writing it, let's say Mark.
Okay.
And so she's talking about the Bible and who wrote, specific things and why they wrote them and why it was important for them to get these things down, right? And she's like, the best way, this is Elizabeth talking, right, from the stage, and she says, the best way I can describe the way Mark wrote Ephesians, and again, I'm just making these two things up. Don't come for me, Bible people, is with surgical precision. And as she said the words surgical precision, I got the picture from my mom of my grandma in her scrubs, like saying, she's ready. She's going to be okay. Yeah. Going into surgery. And all I had prayed about and wanted to talk to my table about is please let the surgeons be precise. Let them have good, we always are praying for the doctors in that case too.
Exactly.
Give the doctors
clarity of mind to make good cuts and good decisions while they're in there.
Some would say surgical precision.
I cannot believe she said surgical precision. So you had your phone probably right on
open. Yes.
Just waiting for the text.
I also have to have it because I have to use the flashlight because I am old now and I can't see anything. So whenever she says turn to this, I have my flashlight and I'm looking. So my phone is always out, but yes, I had been waiting to hear, so it was just sitting right there. And I literally at the moment, she said, and the only way I can describe that these words were written is with, of all the words she could have said, great importance.
Oh, yeah.
History.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Attention to detail.
She says, surgical precision. And here comes the picture of Jerry in her scrubs. And I said,
did that give you such comfort?
Such comfort. Comfort. And I said, and that's what I've continued to say to people is like, I'm looking for the signs where God is saying, I'm talking to you. I'm trying to get to you. I'm trying to get through. I'm here.
Yes.
You can come to me with things instead of just handling it all on your own.
Yes.
Like, you can come to me.
Because for you, so much of the faith journey has been, but is this real?
Yeah.
How can I trust
yes.
that what any of y'all are saying or sharing is real?
Yes.
Couldn't this just be one big made up story?
Yeah.
And I think that's such a fair thing that so many of us have thought.
Yeah.
And so for these little signs,
don't call it a God wink. Thank you. I knew it was on the tip of your tongue.
God wink.
God incidents. So I went up to Elizabeth afterwards and was just like, girl, you did it again.
You did it again, girl.
You did it again, girl. And she's like, what? She just looks at you.
She had no idea.
Eyes. No, of course not. She hadn't known. I hadn't told anybody what had happened, except for maybe Daily Deborah Do Chat.
Yeah.
I don't think I had told anybody, but I certainly hadn't posted it online and I hadn't shared
There's no way she could have known.
No, no one knew.
But God gave her those words to speak at just the right time.
Yep. And I heard them and I received them.
God, I love that.
Isn't that cool?
I love it. Well, so, I have good feelings about when you said at the end of last week's Thursday episode that it was 2:27.
Yes.
When I said 911. So I'm really feeling like we're going to find that footage.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I can't wait because that one just came out.
Yeah.
And we will see if the podcasts can put their detective caps on and find the Katie Couric footage.
I'm just saying, I put it in the caption. I'm going to share it on the gram, but I just, again, looking for the signs, looking for the good juju.
Always looking for it. But I received that. As Karen Huger would say, I received that. Let's be clear.
I
received that. And then I told Elizabeth, like, yeah, my grandma and everything. And of course, Elizabeth, to this Awaken this week, brought a bag for me to take full of goodies for Jerry.
Oh, my gosh.
Of course.
She's just the best.
She's the best.
Elizabeth, we love you. We don't know if you're listening, but maybe you've joined a pod club and they've chosen our podcast for you to listen to.
Yeah, Kim, maybe pick one of ours for your pod club to listen to.
Kim!
Well, maybe she won't, because if I show up, that would be super uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, it would. That's true. That's why. She's not going to pick one of yours if you're going to be a guest at the actual club. True. Okay. So you would be more than willing to talk about it.
Absolutely. We have a lot to say.
And we're going to say it.
To be continued.